Welcome back to this news. The Trump White House again asked the Supreme Court to reaffirm that it is within the law to deploy National Guard troops inside Chicago and Illinois, that they're needed in the unrest there, the anti-ICE protests. President Trump said, call on the National Guard to Chicago fast before it's too late. Let's bring in a senior advisor to U.S. Customs and Border Protection, former acting ICE Director Rob Vitiello. Ron, it's great to see you. What do you make of this? The Trump team asked the Supreme Court to show extraordinary deference to the president as commander-in-chief, but the Democrats say he shouldn't be allowed, posse comitatus, to deploy troops inside U.S. cities.
What is the purpose of these troops? The purpose of these troops is to allow federal agents, namely ICE, CBP, Border Patrol agents, to do their jobs safely, to protect government-owned facilities that these rioters want to, storm the gate on and get in the way of our officers going back and forth from the detention centers or just arresting people at large in the city. The Guard, like they did in Los Angeles, like they've done very well here in District of Columbia, are there to protect the men and women of the front line so they can do their jobs safely without the interference from these Antifa types, people are trying to get in their way of them doing their lawful duty.
You know, what the media doesn't report, the government data show there's 170,000, up to 170,000 throughout the years, gang members inside Chicago and the environs outside Chicago. Crime now, though, down double digits in Chicago after the crackdown. You know, they're really catching really bad guys, criminal illegal alien gang members from Nicaragua, that communist Venezuela is accused of sending them in to destabilize America. MS-13 gang members accused murderers, rapists, robbers, and kidnappers. So, yes, we see the media is focusing on ICE agents accused of accidentally pepper spraying a one-year-old baby. That's a story, too. Yes, that should be covered. But also, what is going on with the violent criminal illegal aliens that are apprehended by ICE, on the streets of Chicago?
They need to be allowed to do their job. The city could have this in a very different way, right? Brandon Johnson could go to the city council, get permission to turn people over who are arrested by Chicago police and put in jail, turned over to ICE and put on a path for removal. They choose not to do that. We went through 4 years of chaos under the Biden administration where thousands of people, including the gang members you mentioned, went to Chicago. They were sleeping on the floors of police stations. They were sleeping on the floors of airport terminals at O'Hare. It was a complete mess, and it still is. Those people are still amongst us, many of them in Chicago. The Venezuelan Nicaragua gang, now considered a terrorist organization, runs all over the city. Crime has been a problem there for a really long time. You put more boots on the ground, you provide a certainty of arrest, and you provide consequences. In the case of these gang members, removing them from the country. That's going to work. It's worked every time we've done it. We just need to do more.
We should point out Joe Biden, under his White House, 11 million illegal aliens were let in unvetted into the United States. In Memphis, they just rescued 100 missing children in the city of Memphis, Tennessee. Thank you, Ron Vitiello. Thank you so much.